Going on, everybody? All right, so finally the long-awaited parts that we have all been waiting for, especially me, have finally come in from Beta FPV. Took almost a month to get these parts. Obviously they're shipping straight from China, so as you know from previous videos that I have posted, we have pretty much a destroyed frame here. It's all kinds of cracked, destroyed, just chunks missing out of stuff. And the camera, if you recall, if I can get this bag open, the camera, the original one that came with the drone, we've had, well, a couple of issues I've had is it got destroyed. And I've actually had to, you can't get the focus, but you can see kind of the shiny part right here. I actually had to glue with some worry-free FPV because this whole part right here snapped clean off the board. So that was in my previous videos at some point that you've probably seen. But anyways, so, and this was, I thought was interesting. This is a run cam that was originally on it, and they sent me a Caddx FPV replacement camera. Something also to note is you'll notice the original has an antenna, the replacement does not. There's the hookup right there for the antenna, so I actually have to get this antenna taken off and put on here. So yeah, but that's okay, we can do that, that'll be easy. So this is it. This is the old thing. We're going to pull it apart. I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace the frame and get everything put back together. Super simple, super easy. I might fast forward through some of it. Important parts I will obviously slow down and explain, but otherwise, yeah, we're going to just take this and replace the bottom parts like these, this, and obviously with a brand new frame, we're also going to replace it. So total cost for all of that was probably 38 bucks for the new camera and the frame. And then also, mind you, they did send a bunch of replacement screws as well. So aside from having to wait for all of that, it did come with everything you need. The camera, I did have to specifically ask for this style FPV, the cetus that they had, because they did not have this camera listed for the cetus. They only had it for the pros and the basic. So I had to email them and actually ask for the camera for the cetus. All right, so that's our introduction to this, and we're going to go ahead and start getting into this, get this thing put together, rebuilt, and yeah, and then we'll fly it and see how it does. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention to you. If you're not entirely sure of how your motors go back together, before you take them off of the other frame, make sure you do something to mark them. And what I did, you probably can't see it very well in this light, but I just took a black marker and I just colored in something on here that's noticeable. And what I did is I just did black marker here, and then on the new frame, I put a dot here and here. So now I know these are proportionate to what they should be, and these will obviously, with no marks, will go on the no marked parts of the frame. So just a quick tip on that, make sure you, if you're not sure what you're doing with the props, and if you don't remember how the props are supposed to go on there, or the motors, mark them and then mark the new frame so you know exactly where they go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start getting into this, and I will show you how we're doing everything. One other thing, like I said, we're going to pull the antenna off, which I already did. It just slides off this little part here, popped it off the back. And what I'm going to do real quick is we're going to go ahead and slide this piece of pre-existing heat shrink back over that little tab right there, like so. Push this up, and then we're going to connect it right to here. It clicks. We're good to go. It's ready to go. Okay, I'll start assembling.
drop the beat.
Okay, so got those motors in there. They're all fed through here, through here, through here. So now all you have to do is all these little connectors right down in here. You're just going to take this, and the prong holes should be facing the outside. And you're just going to push them right down to there. Put them in there till you see that they're nice and flush. If you need to, use a screwdriver or something. Give it a little push. Good there. Same thing all the way around. All of them shoved in there. Everything's so tiny on these that it's sometimes a little bit of a pain. But, you know, we make do. Right, get this one. And this one. And then once we get everything connected, put together, we'll obviously turn everything on, make sure it's working properly. All right, that's all connected. So now we just got the camera to mount into the hood, and we should be good to go. So what we're gonna do, this, now the original one, the antenna was mounted in there like so. So if I can get this, okay, so that's pretty much right there where it needs to be. So it needs to be fitted in there like that. Your holes lined up in there, and then that's it. I need to take that off first though before we go ahead and screw everything in there. Otherwise I probably won't be able to get it out. Put that off. Okay. Slide it right on in there. So. Okay, I think we're good. All right, and then obviously this connector goes into this, and we are going to stick it in there just like so. Hopefully we don't have the camera upside down. Hopefully this one's the same as the other. We don't need to flip it. Tuck it down in there, like so. Make sure everything's lined up. And then just take the last two screws that came in the kit here. We're gonna slide those in the sides right there. Kind of snug to start until you get the other one in there. Okay, you don't want to over tighten these too much because you don't want to strip them out, because this head's designed to pivot up and down depending on your flying style. So that's it. So everything's in. We will go ahead and put some batteries in there, and we will see how everything works. Okay, so we've got our batteries loaded on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and plug it in. Do its thing. Our goggles and our controller ready to go. Okay, so looks like everything is looking at us in the right angle, so we know the camera's not upside down, so that is good. Now the next thing we will do, we will arm it and make sure the props are working properly. Okay. All right, so everything looks like it's working good. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So just real simple. The biggest problem with this whole thing is actually the wait time that you have to wait to get the replacement parts. So what I would recommend is that these parts are kind of flimsy. They do break if you are going to be doing some wild flying. Is if you do buy replacement parts, maybe buy a couple of extras at once. That way you do not have to wait so long for replacements to come in, because it does, like I said, it's taking like a month to get these. And then that was just the frame, the camera, and yeah, that was it. That was pretty much just that's all I had to order. So but other than that, that is pretty much how you reassemble one of these. Go from busted frames to brand new frames. So it's pretty simple. They've made it really nice and easy with the whole plug and play system with the motors and the camera. You don't have to solder anything. So if you are a beginner, this is a really easy setup to work with. So that is it. Hopefully you found this useful and helpful in some way or another. And if you did, please like, subscribe, and share the video. And until next time, keep flying frosty.